Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the swivel, or a swivel. It's a trick in pen spinning that usually starts between the palm and the fourth finger, and then it ends in between the first and the second finger. And the swivel looks like this. Some people, when they lead into a swivel, they'll do a palm spin before it. And I'm going to show you that as well, because that's usually how you start a swivel, but it's not necessarily the only way. I'm just going to show you the basic swivel, and then I'm going to show you how to lead into it from a palm spin. So anyway, the swivel is, like I said, a trick that starts between P4, which means between the pinky, which is the fourth finger, and P, which is palm, so P4. And then how you get the pen to actually end up in between 1, 2, and have your hand position change from palm up to palm down, you have to act like you're turning the pen kind of like this, kind of over, kind of like that. This motion requires a lot of wrist motion, so if somehow you don't have full limited range motion of your wrist or whatever, then this trick is going to be a little tougher. But some people just need to get the motion down, which I'm going to try to slow-mo this obviously like I always do, but you should pretty much start out with about half of the pen in your hand and half the pen out. And then to practice, you want to kind of clench it lightly, but not too tightly, just lightly, so that the pen can still like kind of fall out, but it won't roll off this way. So you kind of have the pen here, and then you make a quick twisting motion. And the twisting motion is kind of like going like this, but if you just go like this, you'll notice that the pen just falls off. And you kind of need to, after you do the twisting motion, you kind of have to kick up your hand a little bit, like turn then twist up, and that way the pen can fall down into the first finger slot. So again, just kind of hold it lightly, just enough so that the pen doesn't fall off this way, because if you do it palm up, it doesn't work. The way that this works is that the swivel pivots around your pinky, so I guess you don't need to have these 3 fingers clenched in, but it's important for your pinky to do it like that. So again, you just kind of hold the pen there, make sure it doesn't roll off this way, and then act like you're turning something, like, I don't know, imagine turning a bar over, but while you're doing that, you want to kind of flick up, not so hard, but gently push your pinky side up, because then that will kind of let the pen go around it like this and then into the first finger slot. This trick is usually can be notated as a sonic P4 to 1, 2, because if you do it palm down completely, which you can't really do in a combo, but the pen kind of goes like this, which is similar to a sonic from any other position. So if you want to think of it that way, you can. The motion is the same. This is the black part of my bust, so keep an eye on where it is. As you see, it made one, it kind of went like this if you do it in reverse. So I guess you kind of can think of it as a sonic P4 to 1, 2, but that's it's just generally just called a swivel. This does take a little bit of practice to get used to the motion. Don't try to overdo it, because obviously you might shoot the pen off in whatever direction, or you might hurt your wrist if you don't do it correctly. But again, just act like you're turning something, and then as it's about, I'll say, you also want to twist your wrist this way slightly while you're doing it. You don't want to just go like this, kind of like this. So I don't know how to explain this motion, but just go like this, like that. And just whenever, you can just practice this motion just to get the pen over your pinky, like that. If you don't catch it, that's fine at first, but just practice at least getting the pen over by using this kind of up and around motion, I guess. So again, just hold it lightly here, and then do that motion, and then usually immediately after I start turning my hand, I stick my index finger out, so that when the pen gets around here, it'll have something to stop it from going off this way. So it'll go like this and then fall into this position. So again, kind of like that. communicate as a fingerless sonic, P4-2-1-2. How you lead this in from a palm spin, as most people do it, that you obviously know how to do a palm spin, which is that, and then generally if you want to do it smoothly in a combo, you won't make a high revolution palm spin and then into a swivel, because that might be a little hard to control. When you do a palm spin into a swivel, you want to do palm spin 0.5, and then the pen should be here-ish, and then you can do the swivel from there, and it looks like this. So again, palm spin 0.5, and then immediately kind of close your hand on it. If you're doing this in slow motion, close your hand on it, and then continue the motion with that round up and around motion that I taught you about. Stick your index finger out and you should be able to stop it there. Now some people will do a swivel bust, I know I do that quite a bit, which is this. Obviously you just do a bust motion after that. If you don't know how to do a bust, I have a Twisted Sonic bust tutorial, which is that. You just take the fingerless index around knowledge that you take from that, and you can apply it to the swivel. Each variation of this will take a little bit of time. The main swivel, you obviously need to know first, because that's the basic part of this. If you want to do the thumb around palm spin into the swivel, you obviously need to practice each individual element and then link them together with practice. If you want to just do the swivel bust, you can do that. If you want to do the TA palm spin swivel into bust like that, you can do it. You also might notice that I'm going a little off frame, maybe. I don't know, I can't see my camera right now, but the swivel does take a little bit of airspace, and I'm trying to work on that, but I guess it's not really my thing. I guess if you need to make it in frame and you don't want it to go everywhere, I sometimes see kind of like that, then you just kind of need to twist your hand a little faster and more sideways rather than upward. So, like that. So again, you want to kind of hold the pen here about halfway in your hand, halfway out, and then turn your hand like this, but also a little bit upward, so that the pen will kind of if it's like this bottom part here will go up and around, and then like that, just like that. So I hope this helps for whoever asked for this. Hope this isn't too long. Hope this is easy enough to understand. But if you have problems still, please feel free to comment below, and I'll try to address those problems.